Hola chicos e benvenuti in questo nuovo video. Io sono Slide e oggi andiamo a fare la reaction a delle animazioni spaventose. Incredibile. Vabbè, detto questo, cominciamo. Allora ragazzi, eccoci.
At a McDonald's restaurant. I was running errands with my husband one day when I was 6 months pregnant. The day started out normal as we took the subway together. All of a sudden, I felt nauseous and I could feel that I had to vomit immediately. I quickly gave my bag to my husband and told him I had to run to the nearest bathroom. I bolted away at the next stop as I could not hold it in any longer. As I exited the underground, I ran into the nearest restaurant, a McDonald's. I hurried to the bathroom, where I passed a middle-aged man who was standing at the entrance of the bathroom. I paid no attention and pushed past him to get in. As I finally arrived to the bathroom, I immediately started puking. I never felt so sick my entire life. That's when the door handle of the bathroom started moving. I quickly pushed the door to keep it closed and yelled that it was busy, but the person on the other side pushed back. As that person managed to push harder, I saw the guy that was at the entrance. He had curly hair. I freaked out and slammed the door shut and started yelling for help. The man was insistent and kept trying to get in. I started puking again, so I was left with trying to hold the door with my foot as he kept banging it harder and harder. I continued yelling in the direction of the window of the stall as I heard people saying that there was a girl who needed help. Suddenly, the guy stopped banging the door and everything got quiet. I tried to calm myself down while still holding the door shut just in case. Then, I saw curly hair and a hand trying to get me from under the door, which had a pretty large gap. I started screaming again as I started kicking his face. At this point, I was desperate. I had no bag, and my husband was probably roaming the city looking for me. Then, I heard a man yell, and the creep suddenly getting away quickly. I kept the door shut when I heard a male voice telling me to come out and that it was okay. I reluctantly opened the door to find the manager of the McDonald's confused and shocked. I told him what happened and he called the police. With all the commotion, my husband finally found me. When the police arrived, I gave the police a description, but they never found the guy.
Finita così. La prossima.
When I was 19 years old in
Perché
1984,
in coreano?
a bunch
Dai.
of my friends and I went to a rooftop bar of a hotel.
Sì, vabbè,
About a
qualcos'altro
half hour
no?
before midnight, I ran down to my car because I had forgotten my camera. I figured I would have plenty of time to get back up there and find my friends. I grabbed my camera and I got into the elevator all by myself. About halfway up, the elevator started shaking and it stopped completely. I was trapped. I have always had a problem with confined spaces, so this was not an ideal situation for me. After a few minutes, everything went silent that was going on outside. Then out of nowhere, the elevator lights went out, and I started to hear children laughing. But this was not the type of place where children
Sì,
would
ma
be.
certo, ma anche Satana
My
è dietro
heart
l'angolo,
started
no?
beating faster and faster and harder. Then all of a sudden, I passed out. As I woke up, I noticed that I could not move or talk. I thought to myself, not sleep paralysis again. Then the lights started to flicker on and off, and then all of a sudden, I see a black figure to the left of
Ma
me
chi
in
è?
the corner of the elevator, crouching down, smiling at me. I tried to scream, but nothing would come out. I tried to move, but I couldn't. A guy came over the loudspeaker and told me there was an electrical short, and that he would have me out soon. There's a camera in the elevator, so to the security guard, it looked like I was just laying there. I guess they figured I was drunk being that it's New Year's. Anyways,
Sì, vabbè.
every attempt to scream or move, that figure would just start laughing at me and pointing. This whole time the
Che
lights
te
were flickering.
indichi?
Then all
Sei
of a
tu
sudden,
col dito?
I can hear the huge crowds counting down for New Year's. 10. The dark figure is staring at me, and now with a menacing
Sì,
smile,
vabbè, ma
with
certo.
10 fingers up. 9. He's
Tutto
still
normale,
looking at me
no?
with 9 fingers up, and he's moving closer. 8. He was still looking at me with 8 fingers up, and he's closer. 7. The same thing. 6. The same thing. 5. The same thing. 4. He's drooling, and he's much
Che
closer.
schifo sparo.
3. He's closer. 2. He was closer. Then the lights quit flickering, and it was pitch black. Then all of a sudden, outside went silent again. I felt breathing in my right ear. And then out of nowhere, I hear 1. I couldn't breathe. The light started to flicker again, then a figure was on my chest. And all of a sudden, it was gone. And I can talk and move
Sì,
again.
certo.
Usually when I have sleep paralysis, something bad happens.
È tutto normale.
Once I got out of the elevator an hour later,
No.
I found out that there was a brawl during the countdown on the
Sì, vabbè, ha
roof
fatto
that
una
I was at,
strage.
and 4 people were killed by some maniac who was waiting until the end of the countdown to start hacking up people with a machete. Ever since then, I have
Oh,
not had a sleep paralysis.
chi è quel mono che chiude la porta e lei sbatte il lampo? Sì, qua. Ok, penso che era l'attivazione. E le dite ragazzi, un'ultima? Ma sì, dai.
I was around 10 years old when this
Ciao,
Me and my 2 best friends and our parents were on a long vacation in Turkey in a very good and safe hotel. One night, me and my 2 best friends, who I'll call Tim and Phil for this video, were staying at Tim's room in the hotel while our parents were in the hotel restaurant. The room wasn't bad, actually all of our rooms seemed safe, at least we thought it was. We were having a lot of fun watching Simpsons and playing Monopoly, but what happened that night still makes me have chills. So it was around 1 a.m. and our parents were late. Phil looked at them through the window and said, "They're still in that stupid restaurant." "Yeah, they told us they'll come back until 11 p.m. I answered. Guys? Someone is knocking on the door," Tim said. "It's probably just room service," Phil said. Can we not open the door?" I said. I was pretty scared in that situation. I was only 10, and my friends were only 2 and 3 years older than me. So we were all pretty much defenseless children in the room. Tim, who was the oldest, answered, "Oh, come on, it's just room service." The guy on the other side of the door said, "Hello. Can you please open the door?" When he said that, we were all scared. In a couple of minutes of silence, he said in a louder voice, "Open the door!" I started crying because I knew he was on room service, because if he was, he would have talked in Turkish. I was in shock as in that moment I realized that this strange guy is using a fake ID card to open the door. Tim grabbed both of us and we ran to the bathroom and locked the door. Luckily, they wasn't at us. He was screaming to open the door. Tim grabbed both of us and we ran to the bathroom and locked the door. Luckily, the guy wasn't fast. He was screaming to open the door. I said, "Look, a phone!" Luckily, Tim's mom left her phone so we could call her if we needed anything. So Phil grabbed the phone and called his dad and told them the situation. And they came up to find the guy nowhere. They thought we were lying to them until the hotel manager showed them the footage. We found out that the man was stalking us and a couple other children. In a couple of days, police had finally caught him. He was a serial rapist and a pedophile. We were just lucky he wasn't fast to get us. I will never forget that night, as that was the worst day of my life.
Finita? Vabbè, è finita così. No, basta, basta. Bene ragazzi, se il video vi è piaciuto lasciate un like e iscrivetevi, anche se a me queste animazioni non hanno fatto né caldo né freddo, le animazioni così. Vabbè, ma se sarebbe piaciuto italiano, capisco. Comunque, se il video vi è piaciuto lasciate un like e iscrivetevi, noi ci vediamo ad un prossimo video. Ciao!